Brian Giles with Brian Giles MTG. And we're back with more Lord of the Rings spoilers. Now we got Bitter Demise, a black and 3 for us. Instantly reads this spell costs 3 less to cast when it targets a creature that was dealt damage this turn. For a target creature, its controller loses 2 life. Ew. Next up we have the Black Breath. A black and 2 for source that reads creatures your opponents control get -1/-1 until end of turn and the ring tempts you. Okay. Next up we have Call of the Ring. Black and 1 for enchantment that reads the beginning of your upkeep, the ring tempts you. Whenever you choose a creature type, creature is your ring bearer, you may pay 2 life. If you do, draw a card. Yes. Next up we have Cirith Ungol Patrol. A black and 4 for a 4/5 orc soldier. That's pay 1, tap it, sacrifice another creature, draw a card, then create a food token. Next up, Claim the Precious. 2 black and 1 for sorcerer reads destroy target creature, the ring tempts you. Then we have Dunlan Krebine. A black and 2 for a 1/1 bird horror with flying. Dunlan Krebine enters the battlefield and mass orcs 2. Yuck. A little expensive. Then we have Easterling Vanguard. A black and 1 for a 2/1 human warrior. When Easterling Vanguard dies, mass orcs 1. Then we have Gollum, Patient Plotter. A black and 1 for a 3/1 legendary halfling horror. Gollum, Patient Plotter leaves the battlefield, the ring tempts you. Pay a black, sacrifice a creature, return Gollum from your graveyard to your hand, activate only as a sorcery. Then we have Gollum's Bite. A black mana for instant reads, target creature gains -2/-2 until end of turn. Pay a black and 3, exile Gollum's Bite from your graveyard, ring tempts you, activate only as a sorcery. Then we have Gorbag of Morgul. A black and 1 for a 2/2 legendary orc soldier. Whenever goblin or orc you control deals combat damage to a player, you may sacrifice it. When you do, choose one. Either draw a card or create a treasure token. Okay, that's fun. Then we have Gothmog Morgul Lieutenant. Black and 3 for a 3/3 legendary human soldier. Gothmog Morgul Lieutenant enters the battlefield with Mass Orcs 1. Creature tokens you control have Death Touch. Ew, that's ugly. Next up we have Grima Wormtongue. Black and 2 for a 1/4 legendary human advisor. Your opponents can't gain life. Tap it, sacrifice another creature, target player loses 1 life. If the second creature was legendary, a Mass Orcs 2. Icky. Now here's a fun card for black. Grond the Gatebreaker. A black and 3 for a 5/5 legendary artifact vehicle with trample. As long as it's your turn and you control an army, Grond the Gatebreaker is an artifact creature. It crews for 3. That could be absolutely nasty. 4 mana for a 5/5 with trample. And if it's your turn and you have an army, yeah, that's That's definitely something. Next up, we have Haunt of the Dead Marshes. Single black mana for a 1/1 Nightmare Elf. Haunt of the Dead Marshes enters the battlefield, scry 1. Pay a black and 2, return Haunt of the Dead Marshes from your graveyard to the battlefield, tap. Activate it only if you control a legendary creature. Then we have Isildur's Faithful Strike. 2 black and 2 for a legendary instant. Destroy target creature. If its controller has 4 more cards in hand, they exile cards from their hand and equal to the difference. Okay, yeah. If we have Lash of the Balrog, single black mana for sorcery reads an additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice a creature, pay 4, destroy target creature. Similar to another spell was okay. Next up we have Lobelia Sackville Baggins. A black and 2 for a 2/3 legendary halfling citizen with flash and menace. When Lobelia Sackville Baggins enters the battlefield, exile target creature card from an opponent's graveyard was put there from the battlefield this turn. Then create X treasure tokens where X is the exiled creature's power. Oof, ouch. We have March from the Black Gate. An enchantment that reads, when March from the Black Gate enters the battlefield, whenever army you control attacks, a mass orc 1. So, more orc power. Next up, we have another card that's been talked about a lot, Mirkwood Bats. A black and 3 for a 2/3 bat with flying. If you could create or sacrifice a token, each opponent loses 1 life. Yeah. Next up, we have Mordor Muster. A black and 1 for sorcerer reads, you draw a card and you lose a life. A mass orcs 1. Okay. Then we have Mordor Trebuchet. A black and 2 for a 1/4 artifact creature wall with Defender. Whenever you attack with one or more goblins or orcs, create a 2/1 colorless construct artifact creature token with flying named Ballistic Boulder. It's tapped and attacking. Sacrifice the token at the end of your turn, at the end of combat. Ouch. Throwing rocks at you. And next up we have Morgul Knife Wound. A black and 1 for enchantment aura reads, enchanted creature gets -3/-0 and has beginning of your upkeep, exile this creature unless you pay 2 life. Oof, that's steep. Next up we have Nasty End. A black and 1 for an instant that reads, additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice a creature. Draw 2 cards. Sacrifice creature was legendary, draw 3 cards instead. Yikes. Then we have Nazgul. This card's been talked about a lot too. Black and 2 for 1/2 Grace Knight with Death Touch. When Nazgul enters the battlefield, the ring tempts you. Whenever the ring tempts you, put a +1/+1 counter on each race you control. A deck can have up to 9 cards named Nazgul. Yeah. And you thought 7 dwarves were bad. Yikes! Next up we have Oath of the Grey Host. A black and 3 for enchantment saga that reads Chapter 1. You and target opponent each create a food token. Then Chapter 2, each opponent loses 3 life, create a treasure token. Chapter 3, create 3 tapped white spirit creature tokens with flying. Yeah. Then we have another enchantment saga, One Ring to Rule Them All. Two black and 2 for an enchantment saga that reads, The ring tempts you, then each player mills cards equal to your ring bearer's power. Ooh. Chapter 2, destroy all non-legendary creatures. Yikes. Chapter 3, each opponent loses 1 life for each creature card in that player's graveyard. Ooh. Next up is another card that's been talked about a lot, Orcish Bowmasters. A black and 1 for a 1/1 Orc Archer with Flash. Orcish Bowmasters enter the battlefield, and whenever an opponent draws a card except the first one they draw each of their draw steps, Orcish Bowmaster deals 1 damage to any target that amass Orcs 1. Yeah, you can definitely get some stuff in on that. So we have Orcish Medicine. A black and 1 for instant read for a creature game. Your choice is lifelink or indestructible till end of turn, and mass orcs 1. Besties. Then we have Sam's Desperate Rescue. Black mana for sorcerer reads, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand, and the ring tempts you. Oof. We have Sauron the Necromancer. 2 black and 3 for a 4/4 legendary avatar horror. There's Sauron the Necromancer attacks, exile target creature card from your graveyard. Create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of that card, so it's a 3/3 black wraith with menace. At the beginning of your next end step, exile this token unless Sauron is your ring bearer. So this is your like your head of your wraith deck. Next up, we have Shadow of the Enemy. A beefy 3 black and 3 for sorceries. Exile creature cards from target player's graveyard. You cast spells from among those cards as long as they remain exiled, and mana of any type can be spent to cast them. Okay, that's good. That's good. We have Shelob's Ambush. Black mana for an instant reads target creature gains +1/+2 and gains Death Touch until in return and create a food token. Next up we have Snarling War. Black and 3 for a 3/4 wolf with menace. As long as you control a goblin or orc, Snarling War gets +1/+0. We have the Torment of Gollum. A black and 3 for sorcerer reads. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card, then amass orcs 2. Next up, we have Troll of Khazad-dûm. A beefy black and 5 for a 6/5 troll. Troll of Khazad-dûm can't be blocked except by 3 or more creatures. It has swamp cycling for 1. Next up, we have Uruk-hai Berserker. A black and 2 for a 3/2 Orc Berserker. Uruk-hai Berserker enters the battlefield, the ring tempts you. Then we have Voracious Fellbeast, a beefy 2 black and 4 for a 4/4 Drake Beast with flying. The Voracious Fellbeast enters the battlefield. Each opponent sacrifices a creature. You get a food token for each creature sacrificed this way. Yum, num, 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 num. Then we have Witch King of Angmar. This is kind of fun. 2 black and 3 for a 5/3 Wraith Noble with flying. Whenever one or more creatures deal combat damage to you, each opponent sacrifices a creature that dealt combat damage to you this turn to ring tempt you. Discard a card, Witch King of Angmar gains indestructible until end of turn, and tap it. Okay. So that's the black cards. Got some interesting things there. Lots of stuff that'll really mess up your opponent. So we're gonna move on to the red cards, and we'll see you in the next video.